When you do the correct daily routine for mobility, it's gonna change your life just like it has mine. What we're gonna do right here in this video is we're gonna do a daily routine. First thing in the morning, we want to get moving so that we can move better throughout the day. This isn't going to be an intense workout. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to just do a mobility routine that's going to make it easier to get rid of those aches and pains. And if you're doing more activity, more intense activity throughout the day, you're going to feel better. So we want to be consistent with this, and we want to keep it less than 10 minutes. So let's get right into it. A really important thing is that we're able to get up and down from the ground. So if you can't do that right now, we're gonna do it on your bed. So just get on your bed or get on a couch or a chase, something that's raised up, that's easier to move around on, because we wanna work our way getting down to the ground, because getting up and down from the ground is really the most functional thing that we can be able to do. So we wanna work our way up to that. So make sure that you're consistent with the routine, and we'll put together bridges for you with videos. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, so that we can put together videos, because that's what we do for our clients is we get them out of pain, but then everybody that comes in here gains back the ability to get up and down from the ground, unless they've had some significant surgery that we're trying to manage pain. So, but that's our goal. Got to get up and down from the ground. It would start on your bed if you can't. So we're going to get down on the ground. Remember, you can do it on your bed, but I'm gonna start right here. The first thing that I wanna do in the morning is work on thoracic mobility. I need to move through here because I'm sitting on my phone all the time, on the computer, we're hunched over. So all I need to do, first thing in the morning, we don't wanna add any external props, resistance, throw it to me. Yep, stuff like this, digging into our back. First thing in the morning, we don't wanna do anything like that. This would be pushing me into extension. I don't want that right now, because first thing in the morning, we've been curled up in a ball typically. Do you sleep curled up in the fetal position like me? Okay, it might be just me. But when I'm curled up like that, it's more comfortable to just lay flat on the ground. So our arm position is what'll be really important. So I'm coming here, laying flat on the ground, knees stay bent, and then I'm gonna do a chin tuck right here. So I tuck my chin in this position, so I extend my spine out, and then if you can get your arms into this position and touch the ground, that's great. If that's uncomfortable for you, then I wanna be right here out to the side. And if that's uncomfortable, then we just stay right here on our belly. What I don't wanna do is have my palms down. You'll see that my shoulders rise up. When I do my palms down, my shoulders rise up. I want my shoulder blades to stay down so I can go palms up here, or palms up right here. I wanna stay in this position and take 10 breaths or stay here for a minute. But it's really important to take good breaths in this position, because I wanna open up my rib cage while I'm doing it. So it's a really easy way to start working on thoracic mobility first thing in the morning. Now let's get into number 2. We got to get back to being able to sit on our feet, because there's a lot of things like child's pose, and something that we're going to do is threading the needle, but I want to be able to sit on my feet. Now, 2 years ago, I was working 60 hours a week, and I lost the ability to sit on my feet. And I was 38 years old. I could not sit in this position. So what I had to do was get a pillow underneath my ankles right here. So I get it underneath my ankles. Now I can sit on my feet, and it's not causing me any extra stress on my ankles. So if you need to do that, that's a modification, but I wanna sit in this position for a minute. So I'm just relaxing, letting my muscles relax and loosen up. You don't have to do anything crazy. There's a lot of crazy things that you see online with videos. We want a very easy, comfortable mobility routine that we're doing throughout the day. This is just, it's getting us moving, getting some blood flow to specific areas and increasing mobility. We got to do it in less than 10 minutes. So this one's an easy one. So we just took up about a minute right here. If you can do it, we start working down, but I wouldn't do it. If you're not able to get in this position comfortably, then wait 2 weeks. Do it with the pillow. Make sure that we're using our tools when we need them. So the third thing that we're going to do is we're going to do threading the needle. So now I would keep the pillow if I need it. I don't need it right now, so I'm gonna do this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna put my arm over to the side. I put my hand palm on my other palm, and I drop where my head is just barely combing the ground. And I take 3 breaths in this position. And what I mean by my head combing the ground is that it just barely touches right here. So it takes those muscles in my neck with it, because I'm moving the muscles in my shoulder blade and the muscles through my neck. So I'm gonna show you on the other side. So I come down right here, drop, and then I push with my up arm, my top arm, I'm pushing over. Each time you take a breath, you're able to push a little bit further. So that's opening up the back and our thoracic spine and everything. So we opened up the front side, now we opened up the back side, and we also caught our ankles and our lower leg and opened up our quads too. So we got a lot of things done in our first 3 moves. So let's get to number 4. Okay, now we're getting to the big time stuff. So number 4 is we need to loosen up our hips. Our hips are the middle of our body. So I'm not standing up right now, but if you cut me in half, you're not gonna cut me in half through my abdomen. If you're having back problems, your hips are really, really important. So if you cut me in half, my halfway point is my hips. So there's a spot here in our glutes where our muscles get tangled up. We have 4 muscles running right here. We wanna loosen those up. We put pressure on them with a lacrosse ball. So a lacrosse ball, baseball, golf ball, whatever feels semi-comfortable. We wanna be between a 2 and a 3. We want it to be uncomfortable, but not painful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down on my back once more. Hook lying, that's what that's called. So knees bent, and then I'm gonna put it right here. Everybody, when I show this to them, they do this. Slide it underneath their butt. That's not what I want you to do, okay? So watch for it, because you'll do it too. So I wanna lay down. I'm gonna put it off to the side. Here's my hip bone right here. Here's my pelvis bone. I'm gonna cut it in half. So right in between right here, and then that ball is going right to the side. And then I keep my arm and my knee going together. I just roll into it. So I'm gonna do this for a minute. All you gotta do is lay here. If you don't feel that 2 or 3 discomfort, then we start to just wiggle that leg. So I wanna get some movement and glide in these muscles, and that's why I do this. So I'm loosening that up. Remember, this is number 4. So I'm loosening up muscle tissue on the glute, and you got a lot of muscle tissue on your glute. Even if you don't feel like you have a robust butt, there's a ton of muscle there. That's what my mother-in-law told me one time. She goes, I don't have a butt, my butt's fat. And I go, no, it's dormant muscle. That's how we need to think about it. So we need to loosen that up off to the side, get a little bit of a wiggle if that gives us more pressure, and then we'll flip over and we'll do it on the other side. So I'm loosening up my other glute. So I want to get both of them each time. And just think about doing this. I'm just gonna lay into it, or I'm gonna wiggle that leg. I'm gonna do that for 1 minute. So let's get into number 5, but make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get the progressions to this, because we want to make sure that you're doing more difficult mobility routine. As you've done it for a month, you're going to want some progressions, because these things are going to get really easy. And that's what we do with our clients here. So make sure you hit that so that we can keep growing, and leave us a comment if you have questions about this, if we need to go deeper into something. We get into number 5. Okay, number 5, we got to do the active pigeon. This is one of my favorite things. I do it every day. So what I'm going to do, it's like a pigeon pose in yoga, but it's not yoga. It is a pigeon pose where we're actually using muscles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this foot. It's really important, because what I don't want you to do is this and try to get your leg over. It's pretty hard, and I don't have the mobility to do it. I'm not expecting you to. So I don't want to do this. So I just slide this left foot under my right, drop it down, and then now I'm going to push my body back. And I'm getting down to where I feel a stretch. I'm gonna hold it for 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna use my glute to push me back up. But I'm doing it slow and controlled, holding it for 5 seconds. I should be able to go a little bit further, slow and controlled. And what's happening is I'm pushing down into my leg right here. I'm using my glute muscles to push me back up. So sitting down for 5 seconds, and then maybe 5 seconds coming back up. So try to wiggle back and just get a little bit further each time. We don't want to push it the first time you do this. We want it with consistency. So now I'm going to slide my right foot under my left, coming back, using that glute. I skipped my 5 seconds. We're going to do 5 seconds. If you feel like the hip is junky, don't sit in the stretch. Fire up those muscles, okay? So you feel like that hip's not moving right. The more you get blood flow into your glutes, the better it's gonna feel as you go down into the stretch. So I'm going down. We should be able to, by 4 and 5, we should be able to get down a little bit further. Right there, and that's it. Now, 6 and 7 is gonna be our standing portion. So let's go ahead and get up to a standing position. Blair is on the camera, so she's gonna help us out. So now, this is just 5 reps. These are called Cossack squats. So it may look like a side lunge, but it's so that we can work on our lateral movement and we can open up the hips. So what I'm gonna do, I don't wanna go both ways first. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate my legs, And then I'm gonna drive over to the side, and I don't wanna wiggle my knee inside. That's a big one. So I want the ball of my foot, my toe, to stay engaged with the ground. And then I'm driving over to the side. I'm just doing 5 times. If you feel it in the front of your knee, drive your butt back. And I'll show you what that looks like. So if you feel it in your knee right here, I want you to drive your butt back like this. So I can sit back into my hip. If my knee doesn't go in front of my toe and it's causing that irritation, then you're gonna be able to get out of that by loading more through your hip. So now I'm gonna do my right side just 5 times, driving over. My knee gets to my toe, but not in front of my toe. If I feel a little bit of sharp irritation or burn, then I start driving through my hip a little bit more back in that position. So just 5 of those. And then now for our 7th, we're gonna do a hip hinge. So hip hinge squat is a really easy movement, but when I pick things up from the ground, I need to be hinging back, keeping my knees in a good position and my back in a good position. So the best way to do that is with an exercise. So let me grab some tools. Okay, I got my tools. This is a chair. It's a great tool. You can use a wall, but you really can't see it in the video. So I'm gonna do my hip hinge right here against the wall. I'm gonna use a chair. Best to use a wall or a door at home, because I've had a client that put a hole in the wall before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure my foot length. So here's the back of the chair right here. Measure my foot length, where my toe is in my shoe. Bring it over to the side, and I'm gonna push my butt back. My lower leg stays vertical, straight up and down. I push my butt back and allow my chest to come down, and I'm loading my hamstrings and my glutes right here. So I'm taking stress off my lower back and off my knees when I'm doing this, and I'm loading up my hips. So I do this just 10 reps, but I'm doing it slow and controlled. I'm not trying to rush through it, because what I'm doing is I'm getting my tissues, I'm preparing them for the day. I'm getting blood flow into the tissue so that I start using all these muscles. We don't want to hang on ligaments. Our tendons start to get irritated at the end. So I want to load up and get a lot of blood flow into those. So if you do this daily, you're going to start getting mobility. And then look for our video on progressions. So what should you be doing in a month from now when you're consistent with this? We'll see you in the next video.